Hello to my online human family. How are y'all doing today? I am so excited to connect with you. I haven't done that many lives this week, so I'm here today, and it's going to be short because I'm trying to be more concise. And today I'm going to give you a secret or insight about manifesting and also tell you what I think is the best part about being drunk. But I'm not drunk right now, just in case you're wondering. And this isn't going to be like a pro alcohol live in case you are sober or you feel like, wow, why is Rachel recklessly telling people to drink or to drink recklessly? Don't worry, I'm not. All right, so, and those two things are going to tie together. So first, what I want to say is, isn't it a gorgeous fall day? I mean, look at the colors behind me. It's actually not as cold as I'm making it look, but I seem to be quite cold. All right, so there is a connection between manifesting and being drunk, and we will get to that. But first, I'm going to start with the manifesting part. So I want you to think back to when you were in your teens or early 20s, and you and probably your friends were really into the dating game. And I want you to think about when either you or someone you know really liked someone else and you really kind of wanted to go after them and they weren't interested. And then you thought, well, okay, but I really like this person. I really have a crush on them. So I'm going to try and get their attention. I'm going to try and make them see me. I'm going to show off or enhance my qualities or try and let them notice me. And so, oh, do you see back in the video in the background? I don't know if you can see it. I see the white squirrel crawling around. So here's the interesting thing about that whole like neediness, desperate feeling in the dating game is very few of us find that it actually is successful at what we want to get done. It doesn't mean that we don't try it. It doesn't mean that we're not like, when we're in that stage of like doing whatever it is that we think we can do to impress this person or to make them like us. But honestly, and I know some people can grow to like each other over time, but a lot of this is just you either feel it or you don't, in terms of attraction, magnetic attraction to someone that you're into. And so when we're feeling desperate and trying to get their attention, we're using a lot of energy in this, showing them kind of, in a way, our less attractive features. We think we're showing them how great we are, but it's like there's flashing lights over our head saying, desperate, desperate, get away, get away. And this actually has the result of repelling people from us. And similarly, you may have heard people say things like there's one really common expression I remember hearing so many times. Oh, you'll find love when you stop looking for it. You'll find love when you stop looking for it. And when you're younger, it's like, well, how do I stop looking for the thing that I want? And yet, like that thing that people were trying to get you to cue into or me to cue into is that desperate, like hunting, looking feeling isn't attracting the kind of person that you actually want to be with long term. Because the kind of person who you're going to be with long term, they're going to want you as your being, like your normal self. And so, whether in relationships or with manifesting, because there is a connection, we need to get back to ourselves, to our quote unquote normal selves. We need to really spend time like sitting with ourselves, understanding ourselves. Hey, Andrea. Oh, so good to see you today. I was thinking about you this morning. I'll message you later. So, and just to cut to the chase, like we need to be spending more time in self-love if, if we want to do some manifesting. Like, and I know you could be like, oh, but look at so and so, they don't love themselves and they got tons of this and tons of that. Yeah, but do they actually want what they have? Are they actually enjoying it? Whereas what I think is one of the most powerful places that we can come from, when we are honoring ourselves, when we are feeling the self love, then it's like suddenly we feel, ooh, thank you. Yes. We feel more powerful. And one of the things that I work with when I coach people is connecting to our power. And I don't do it in a way of like ego, way of like, I want to be so powerful so I can control all of you people or control all of these things. I mean, I can't control any of those things. No, I want to be more powerful because life's expression is coming through me and wants me to do things in the world. And I want to be more of myself. I want to be more of this great being. And that's what I work with people to do. I don't work with people to try and change them into some other thing. I work with them to help them become more of themselves, I guess is one way to put it. And so thinking about the self-love brings me to my next point. I want you to think about, have you ever noticed that there are some things about you that are maybe kind of weird? Thanks, Andrea. I mean, gosh, there's tons of things that are weird about me. I mean, look at my mismatch outfit today. But I figure nature throws all kinds of colors together, so I can too. So, and I'm not just saying I'm weird, so you must be weird. I mean, seriously, there are some weird things, quote unquote, about you. There are some odd things about you. There are ways that you don't fit in. And a lot of us, myself included, there are moments when I go there too, we're like, oh, but I'm weird. I'm not like them. That must mean I'm not good as I am. It must mean that I'm not, that how I am, there's something wrong with it. And then we're like, okay, maybe if I try and be more like these other people who don't seem so weird, who seem like they have it all together, who are doing things that I want to do, or have money or love or whatever the things I want, or happiness, maybe if I try and be like them, then I won't feel so weird and I can just scoot my weirdness to the side. But the beauty of you being weird is it's not a mistake. You were not designed to fit in. You're not caramel chocolates. You're not a new hamster coming home from the store. You're not, a holiday gift that you're giving to someone. You don't belong in a box. So why would you try and put yourself in a box? Oh, thanks. I'm trying to unbox myself as much as I can. But seriously, like when we are trying to fit in, when we're trying to do the things that we think, oh, this is what a mom does. Like, I quickly realized, well, maybe it wasn't that quickly, when I became a stay-at-home mom, quote unquote, I'm putting it in quotations because I was like, the box of stay-at-home mom does not really fit me. The box of hippie crunchy mom doesn't really fit me either. There are so many boxes that I just don't fit in. And growing up, I was always a little bit, a lot weird. And I couldn't help but be myself. I mean, and then in my 20s, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to try to be less me and more like these other people out there. And it didn't really work that great for me. And the people who wanted to date me or be my friends or whatever, like they weren't my friends because I was trying to be some whatever fancy person. They were around me because I was me. One of my first garden workshop that I gave when I was a garden coach, one of the women came up to me afterwards and she said, I love how you do your thing and you just have messy hair. And I was like, wait a minute, my hair's messy? And I was like people see me in the world as like a messy hair person. And okay, today I'm like living true to that. And it was so funny because I thought like, I didn't think I was having a bad hair day. And I had never heard, nobody ever told me before messy hair about me. But the funny thing about it all, I didn't mind it because she was telling me that she loved me for showing up with my messy hair. And I was like, cool. I didn't even know I was trying. And that's the beauty of when we're loving ourselves, when we're not trying to be in a box, when we say, wait a minute, maybe my flaws, maybe my oddities, maybe my weirdness, maybe my idiosyncrasies, maybe that's actually what makes me amazing. And in like business and marketing and other things, they say things like this, like play up your unique features. And oh, thanks, Andrea. And I'm not saying it from like a heady brain way of like, you're weird. So on your dating profile, put all your weird stuff, or on your website, put all your weird stuff. No, what I'm saying is stop trying. And some of these people are like, oh, maybe I'll just put up a random weird thing. And then people will be like, oh, you're weird like me. I don't know that that's how it works. What I'm asking you to do is remember that your weirdness, it's a part of the design that is you. And I don't think that's a mistake. I mean, like this little flower from my yard, I mean, I think every living thing has some form of consciousness, but you may feel however you want to feel about it or believe what you want to believe. But it's like, is this little thing wishing that it was a rose or wishing that it was a crocus or a daffodil? Or is it just being what it is to be like this rock star flower that blooms in November because it wants to? Because it's like, you know what? Who cares if it's almost Thanksgiving? I'm going to put my blooms out there. And so when we are embracing who we are, then it creates so much power. And here's the other thing about the unique things about you. So one of the amazing beauties of Mother Nature is she will, with new generations and DNA and new things. Oh, hi, Linda. I'm talking about nature. Good time you showed up. She will make permutations, mutations, new versions of things. The DNA will change. I mean, and if we look all around at creation, we're like, whoa, there's so many different types of birds, of flowers, of trees. And each one of those at one point in time was the weird one, was the first ginkgo tree, was the first sweet gum tree, was the first oak tree that was like a silver oak. Is that a kind of an oak? I know there's a pin oak and a silver maple. So let's say it was the first pin oak, and the other oaks were like, dude, your leaves are not supposed to look like that. I'm sorry. Get out of our oak forest. Go live over there. This is what oak leaves look like. And you're not an oak because you don't look like me. Plants don't get into drama like that. And the reason is, as life is moving forward, all of these permutations, we don't know if the cool, crazy, weird things about us are like the next step of whatever human evolution, human consciousness is. When I was writing my notes for what I was going to talk about, I was thinking about how, when the internet was first getting big and all these computer techie people, like we have this stereotype in our minds, or at least some of us do, about what a computer quote unquote geek looks like. And if you have the same stereotype I do, it's somebody who wears glasses, they're not very strong. Like there are all these things that we have in this story about them. None of those things are things that popular culture would be like, here, aspire to this awesome thing. And yet those people were creating these awesome things that are making all of our lives more connected, more easy in some ways. And so by honoring these amazing things in you and by saying, you know what, I'm going to start accepting all the parts of myself, then you can start to more freely be who you are. And as you are being that way, you give yourself the permission to move forward in your life, to start to do the things that you want to do. As you're doing that, the things that you desire more easily come to you. Because back to my dating analogy, hey, Tiffany, when you're all putting out the desperate vibes, people are like, ooh, get away from that desperate person. But a naturally confident person, people just love being around them. And they're like, ooh, I want to be around confident so-and-so. I want to get her number. I want to get his number. And the reason is because like you're unabashedly, enthusiastically being yourself. And you're just letting that pure vibrancy of your being, your pure radiance come forth. And other people like that. And then the things that you want in your life start flowing to you more easily. Maybe you get a promotion. Maybe people want to work with you. Maybe people want to date you if you're single. Maybe your children start behaving. All right, that one might be a long shot, but I'm sure there's a way we could make that happen. And so all of these things start flowing from from when we are in a place of self-love and self-acceptance for our whole beings. And so I got two more things to say, and then I'm going to wrap it up because it's almost time to go get my daughter. Soon I'm going to be teaching a online class. This is a paid class. I've done a bunch of free ones, but this one will be $25 per class. It's a 3-part series, and it's called Manifesting with the Laws of Nature. I'll do more videos that kind of tell you more about it, but it's pretty amazing. It came to me in an inspirational moment, and I'm pretty excited about it. And so this live today kind of goes over, well, it doesn't go over, it touches upon one idea that I'll be sharing in that. All right. I promised that I would tell you the best part about being drunk, or what I think is the best part. To me, there are actually two best parts. When I was in college and I spent more time getting drunk than I do now. My favorite part of the night were when one of two things happened. And sometimes both happen in one night. But one I think is more important than others. So my personal preference that I love is when it gets to the part of the night where everyone wants to have deep conversations and talk about reincarnation or the meaning of life or like all of these like philosophical things. When that part of the night happened, that's when I was always like, oh, okay, let me pull my chair in, and it may be 1 a.m., but we are into this conversation. Like I am staying in it. So that's my personal favorite part. But what I actually think was the best part about it, and what for other people is the best part, is when people start telling all their friends that they love them. Like when people getting drunk brings out the loving, sweet part of people, that is what I think is so special, and people putting their arms around each other. Hey, Kimberly. And, guys being like, I love you, man. And then being like, I love you too, man. And like, everybody making their buddies and being like, this was the best night and we're such good friends. And like all of the love feeling. And obviously we can do this without alcohol. And I'm not just saying go up to everyone and tell them you love them, because that has its social ramifications. But hey, if that's your weirdness, then I'm telling people to embrace their weirdness, so you can do that. But I think there's something there with the whole expression of love for ourselves and for other people, and finding the ways in our lives and in our regular routines when we can start connecting to our love for other people, connecting to our love for ourselves. If you have not told yourself that you love yourself lately, well, I really want you to. And I know it's rude to point, but I just was doing it. So I really think some people get worried about if they love themselves too much, or if they like build themselves up, that they're going to be like egomaniac. And you know what? Honestly, narcissists probably aren't listening to my videos. They're probably not taking this to heart because, well, I don't know that much about narcissists. But I'm not worried about them doing this. What I want is for, yay! I love you too, Andrea. And I love you too, Kimberly. And I love you too, Tiffany. And I love you too, Linda. And I love myself. Woo woo, Rachel. If anybody else joins in before I end, then I will love you as well. I forgot where I was going now that I'm on that love fest. Oh yeah, I believe that sometimes people get concerned that there's like a danger in like you're going to become so big-headed that you will just not that you will be like too big and ego-y and all that. But I think there's a way of loving yourself. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Love you too. Thank you for the sweet words. Thank you, Kimberly, for the sweet words. There's a way of loving yourself that's not all about like, I have a great ego and everybody should love me. And just loving yourself to be loving to yourself. We give love to so many people in our lives. And this is making me emotional now. But how many times do we turn it back and say, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to do things for the other people that I'm going to do for myself as much as I would do for these other people. You know, it's like the doctor's appointments we make for our kids, or if we have partners and we spend so much time supporting them and doing all these good things for them, how much of that are we doing for ourselves? Whew, sorry, I did not know that was going to make me so emotional, but it is, because I feel like it's not us being fair to ourselves to only give out the love and not let some of it shine back through us. And when we can ensure that we are loving ourselves and shining it back to us, then we do have more love for other people and we do have more energy. All right, I'm going to go because it's almost time to pick up the kiddos and share that love in that direction. But thank you so much. If you know somebody in your life who you're like, you know what, I love this person and maybe they could use some more love, feel free to tag them in this, or share with a friend who, you know, might need a little boost today and some laughs and some fun. Thank you all for joining me live, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Gotta run. Okay.